Blue Beetle Graduation Day issue 5. Josh Trujillo and Adrian Gutierrez on the art. You read it, Matt? Take it away.
But yeah, so this is the other Beatles are out, and Jaime's trying to bring them back without pissing off Batman. So the Justice League shows up and starts trying to bring them in, and while Jaime's sidelined, right, because he's with Ted and Ted's sister, and we see what these other Beatles are capable of, going toe to toe with the Justice League. And at one point, Starfire has to reach out to Cyborg because Cyborg has this beam that'll basically disrupt them. It's kind of how he keeps how he was going to deal with Blue Beetle, that it disrupts the signal of the Beetle. And so a lot of the issue is them trying to, keep Cyborg out of the fight through talking to him. And of course, they use Corey for that, as being that they're friends. Jaime ends up getting involved anyways, because he feels like this is his mess, and he doesn't feel like the Justice League need to treat him with kids' gloves. So, of course, he just goes to make matters worse. Black Condor comes in, and him and Jaime have a back and forth. Dynasties ends up getting the better of Shazam to show you just how strong she is. At one point, Ted starts talking to Batman because he's like, Ted, you're supposed to keep Jaime out of this. And Ted starts doing the no, my signal's getting jammed, and then proceeds to, talk crap about Wayne Tech stuff, which then leads Batman to going, I can still hear you. Ted's like, yeah, I'm sorry for nothing. Flash ends up getting Jaime wrapped up into chains and kind of removing him. And he ends up taking that blast that's meant for Dynasties from Cyborg, and it essentially sends him to the Netherrealm. And he ends up seeing his parents, talk to him, tell him that it's time for him to make a decision because he's still unsure what to do. And the Reach come out to him, or a personification of the Reach. And you start to see that what looks like the Reach language that was unintelligible before starts to make up familiar letters. And it's his Beetle trying to communicate with him. And that as Jamie's in this nether realm, not knowing what to do, the Reach is like, oh, you can always just join us. And that's where he realizes that the Beetle's telling him that, help me, and that I'm scared. And that language barrier there is what ends up, unifying the Beetle and Jaime again. And when he does this, he comes out and he's in the full Beetle armor. So it's not just the sleek, that we're used to. It's got the big pinchers. It's almost like he's in the bigger mode. And Superman and Batman show up and make this big, situation even bigger. And but Jaime's able to reason with Batman, and he's like, look, this is my decision. You guys have treated me like a child. I understand I'm a teenager, but this is on me. Allow me to take control of my own destiny. And Batman's like, all right, but if anything goes wrong, this is on you. And as they're standing there over the city, this shadow casts. Superman looks up, and it's the Horizon, who are that offshoot group of the Reach, and they're here to talk with the Beatles. And so that's where it ends. It's essentially a big fight with this really nice ending of, Jaime, who's this kid that doesn't know what's going on, right? His friends were graduating, going off to college. He goes to Palmyra City to work for his aunt, and he doesn't know if he wants to be a superhero. Here, it ends up that all of his anxiety, all of his troubles, all of his worrying about the future, is what's causing this disruption with his Beetle, and that his fear that the Reach are only, he's predetermined to have to side with them, that is what allows him to make the decision that, to stand up to the Justice League and do what he needs to do. So I like all of that. I just wish it, didn't take 5 issues to get to that point, because this is where it's starting to get really interesting. And now we're, 4 in. We're 1 left of that, and it took 4 to get here. So, I don't know. It's a thoroughly enjoyable read. I'm again curious to see where it ends, because it's like, is this going to lead to more Jaime? Are we going to be done with Jaime? I don't know. It could kind of go either way, where he kind of gives up the Beetle, right, to go forge his own path on his own. So, but yeah, no. I'll give this a 7.5.